What's up guys, welcome back. Today we are comparing the Samsung Galaxy S4 and the Apple iPhone 5s. In this video, I'm going to point out the key features that each one of them has so that you can get an idea which one to choose, but I'm not going to go too much in detail because it's going to be a long video. But don't forget to check out other videos for each one of these phones in my channel as well. Now we're going to start off with the design. So the iPhone 5s doesn't look that much different from the iPhone 5. It's still a unique body with the aluminum housing, and so they put more sapphire crystal into the camera lens and the home buttons with the Touch ID scanner. So it looks very flawless and sleek. On the other side, the Galaxy S4 is still a beauty with a 5-inch display. It's made out of the high quality plastic. Still, it feels very firm and very solid in my hand, so no complaint about that. I've been using that since May when it first came out. So putting them together, you can see that the Galaxy S4 is a lot bigger compared to the iPhone 5s. On the top, the Galaxy S4 has the infrared blaster with the headphone jack, and the iPhone 5s has the power button. So looking on the right side, the 5s has the SIM card slot and the Galaxy S4 has the power button. The iPhone 5s speakers located on the bottom along with the headphone jack and the lightning cable. And on the Galaxy S4 we can find the micro USB port with the microphone, and the speakers are located on the back of the panel. Looking on this side, you can locate the volume buttons of both of them, and the 5s has additional lock buttons on top of it. Speaking of the internal memories, then the iPhone 5s is available in the 16 gigs, 32 gigs, and the 64 gigabytes, and the S4 starting off with a 16 gigabyte, but you can extend your memories with the micro SD card, so that helps lower the cost of the Galaxy S4, which is pretty awesome because not everybody wants to spend extra $100 for additional memory like what Apple offering. But anyway, let's go in the back. You can see the 5s has the 8 megapixel rear camera with a dual flash, and the Galaxy S4 has a 12 megapixel rear camera with a big flash, and they both have the max aperture at f2.2. So that's pretty standard now, I guess. Now let's go back to the front. The iPhone 5s still has the traditional home button, but now it feels different. It looks different as well because of the Touch ID scanner. The Galaxy S4 does have one home button with a touchback and the menu buttons on both sides. Now let's talk about the screen resolution. The iPhone 5s has a 4 Retina display with 326 ppi, while the Galaxy S4 has a 5-inch HD Super AMOLED, and that has the 441 ppi. So theoretically, the Galaxy S4 has more pixels per inch than the iPhone 5s, but still the iPhone 5s has a Retina display that is slightly brighter than the Galaxy S4, but they both feel the same. They are very sensitive to touch and there's no lagging that I see. Now when talking about the user interface of both of these phones, then the Galaxy S4 does allow the user to have more customization. You can add, delete and move the pages, icons and the widgets, which is very flexible comparing to the iOS 7. It does add some dynamic to the interface of the iPhone 5s, but still it has only one menu, the interface look with all the apps in it, and so most of the users find it more convenient having the widgets popping out all the information on the front pages. Now starting with the iOS 7, then they add another multitasker into the interface, and you can see that it looks pretty much similar to the Android taskula. You can take out all these pages that you don't use, and so that will improve the performance temporarily, not permanently, because it's always running something. And another thing that iOS 7 added to is the drop-down notification bar, just like the Galaxy S4, with some quick settings choices and the status of the phone. Also from the bottom you can pull up another bar that has the music control, AirDrop features and a bunch of other stuff, and this really adds more productivity to the user's daily multitasking. And to the other side, the Galaxy S4 has more setting option for the user, so you don't have to go to the setting. And here the iPhone 5s has another search tool, but this doesn't search on the internet, it just searches within the phone only. But overall, they are very useful features on the iPhone 5s. Now, so we spend a lot of time on typing the email, texting, Facebooking, and tweeting, and the keyboards on both of these are very amazing. They are very light to touch, sensitive, and there's no lagging that I see. The Galaxy S4 includes the numeric keyboards on the front, so you don't have to switch back and forth, and they both feature the voice command. I'm typing very well. Here you can see that the Galaxy S4 automatically inputs what you say into text, and the 5S waiting for you to press done to do it, so it's just an extra step. When we're talking about the built-in application, then the S4 provides the user with some exclusive applications such as the S Health. It helps you to manage your health and your fitness goals, so it's pretty cool to have something like that built in. And also it has another thing called the Polaris Office, and this one allows you to create some basic Microsoft documents such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And the S Translator is a very innovative application because it does text voice recognition and it does talk back to you in the language that you want to translate it to. So that's another cool feature. Now let's go to the Watch On app. With this app, you can pretty much turn your Galaxy S4 into a universal remote control so that you can control any TV in your household. So that's very convenient, because furthermore, the Galaxy S4 does have the smart gesture or motion detector built in the front face camera, so that you can have some control over the screen without touching it. And I'm just demonstrating the iScroll. If you do want to find out more details about those smart features, go back to my channel and look for that video. I do have a video in detail for that feature. Now, so the iPhone 5s does have a new Touch ID that scans your fingerprints, or I would say it scans everything that has the epidermal ridges. Again, there's more videos in my channel for that. You're more welcome to check it out. Starting with the Galaxy Note 8.0, the multi-window is now in the Galaxy S4, and this allows the user to pull out maximum 2 applications at one time, and this improves the multitasking level. And as far as I know, the iOS 7 in the iPhone 5s only allows the user to pull out multi-browser tabs. Galaxy S4 versus iPhone 5s.
I'm not sure I understand. I will search for an answer to S4 versus iPhone 5s.
Serious, and S4 is always smart in their own way. It's fun. Speaking about the camera of the Galaxy S4, it has a rear 13 megapixel camera with various shooting modes you can choose from, and that fits pretty much everybody creativity level. However, the iPhone 5s now caught up with the competition. They step up with the new iOS 7, a whole new larger sensors, so that capture very sharp images. Even though it only have 8 megapixel rear camera, but still it performs slightly better than the Galaxy S4. You can see that the burst mode is insane. I stopped counting at 50, and with the Galaxy S4 it does a pretty good job as well. This one can take up to 20 burst shot. Let's try that. Now don't get me wrong, they are both good in their own way. It depends on you know, your reference really. And when it comes to the video mode, then the 5s came up with the new things called the slow motion with at a 120 frames per second, and that's pretty high. Even though the Galaxy S4 does have a slow motion mode, but you know, the qualities are not up to that level. Still, the Galaxy S4 has a dual camera that can record rear and the front at the same time, and that's another cool feature to look. And the photo location taggings are available in both 5s and S4s. On the performance benchmark, the iPhone 5s not only score higher, but it also performs better than the Galaxy S4, and the reason lies in the A7 processor It's not only a dual core 1.3 gigahertz, it is a whole new 64-bit architecture processor, and with an additional M7 processor. This one collects the motion data separately, so it takes up some workload of the A7 processor, so that the A7 processor can perform more efficient and faster. And even though the Galaxy S4 has the Snapdragon quad-core, either 1.9 or 1.6 gigahertz, and plus the 2 gigs of RAM, it still doesn't score as high as the iPhone 5s, just because there's so many workload that the Snapdragon can handle, you know. Alright, let's wrap it up. So by now you probably drew a conclusion that the iPhone 5s is the way to go, and theoretically speaking, then the 5s score higher and it's gonna be perform better. But in reality, then which one really is your choice? It's only come down to your personal reference, and you is the one that make that decision, that, you know, to choose the right phone for you. So if you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.